Good morning, guys. It's Terrence. Welcome to the channel. This morning I was going to talk about two things, really. Obviously, scouting report for the Fever Links game Friday, and then also, uh, there's only one reason that Caitlin Clark would be working on her, uh, and it's not necessarily working on her shooting form, but her mechanics in a nutshell, or technique. Uh, I've got a couple of videos that I'll show at the end. They're real short, but her shooting form is very similar to that of Kevin Durant. So uh, I'd say it's a pretty good model to go after. But her shooting form and working on that, right? And that's just like any craft or profession that you do. You want to always try to continue to get better, right? So it's only natural. It has absolutely nothing to do with mass she added in the off season. Do her injuries? Well, sure, that's going to affect anybody's shot. But yeah, but that's it. She's not happened to fix her shot because she added muscle mass. That's not a real thing. There's scientific research to prove that they've tried for 50 or 60 or 70 years and they can't prove that adding muscle mass has shit to do with your damn shooting form. Okay? Now, about that. All right, Caitlin does what well, people might call, I call, all right, as a cross face. So if I'm right handed, typically I'm going to start with the ball closer to the center, right side. So I'm going to come up, middle, right middle, you know. Now, I do shoot normally, palm up. Caitlin, on the other hand, if you ever watch a video, because you can look at other videos of her shot form, but, is a little bit more angled, a little flatter, right? So most of us, in my case, and, maybe, no, a lot of women obviously shoot, with palm up. Also, guys, maybe it's easier, if you're a little stronger or whatever, KD. I mean, what, 6'7", 6'8", or something, you know what I'm saying? He can jump out of the gym. So if she, is working on anything as far as her shot goes, the thing has always been, it's that, side step or the step back, to the left on her jump shot. Well, it makes it less difficult for people to, or opportune for people to block her shot. And then on top of that, um, going to the right, okay, just like, KD will go to the right. The massive difference is, you know, the peak at which, KD releases the ball and, it add his, vertical, his hang time is significantly different. So it's easier for him to, even though so I'm start from the right, says, okay, so somebody's going to go cross face form, right? Is going from the left side is typically where the ball's going to start, closer to the left center, left side. It's going to come up. So in the videos, they'll show you, all right, I've drawn a yellow line. I didn't take it off. So you may have to pause the video and slow it down a little bit until it hits the spot that I'm talking about, where, their elbow will actually be in a little bit and the arm will be going this way instead of, all right, but just like anybody's golf swing, right? Jim Furyk's was all over the place in the backswing, but it got back to level by the time he hit the ball. All is well. Same difference. All right, I go up, elbow at towards the rim. That's the way it's supposed to be for accuracy, right? And then of course, you're always snapping your wrist, that wrist snap at the end, and you can watch Steph, KD, Caitlin Clark, and everybody does it. Well, good shooters. The good shooters roll. So just to add a little bit on to what I was saying as far as Caitlin's shot and Kevin Durant, and all right, so by the hang time and whatnot, what I mean is, that gives him an opportunity. He knows when he goes to the right, he has to go a little bit more than, say, Steph might have to before he releases the ball because he's coming across his face. But like I say, his release point is so high that it almost doesn't matter. Hers isn't. Caitlin's in this case. But, like I had said well, I'd said in one video, and it was like, I don't know. It ended up being real long, so I just deleted it. But, yeah. Forearm, elbow, you got to get square, back square to the basket. So, if anything, if you watch any whole film, right, where she made the game-winning shot against, I don't even know who they were playing, maybe Nebraska or I don't know, somebody in the NCAA tournament, right? She came off the screen towards the ball, which was on the right side of the court, the goal they were going towards, and it looked a little goofy. But it's gonna, if you don't have, that big vertical like KD and Steph's got, nice jump to him too and stuff. Well, now you just have to, work on ways to, get square. You still get the shot off quick without having to change necessarily the shot form. And there again, all is well. And like I say, I only mentioned it because, what do people talk about? There's only two things really that they consistently talk about. It gets them on my fucking nerves a little bit. I don't know about everybody else, but it's like, okay, I mean, she broke every damn record known to man doing it the way she does it. So if she don't pick shit, I'm sure she'll be fine. And another thing, but she's not that way. Just like Jordan, and that she's gonna spend every minute of every day until she gets it right, until she gets it the way she wants it. Where literally, there's nothing you can do. I mean, it's really kind of like that now. But she adds a few little things like that. Now I talked about the angle, right? That she, has the ball on her hand, and say Kevin Durant. I'm gonna use him for an example. Like I say, I do it too, but it's flatter. All right, so that's for, and then you get the snap at the end, so you get shooters, you hope it, you try to put it up on the rim, and you get the shooter's roll, soft touch. They call it a lot of different damn things, okay? But it's like golf, and again, using a different sport as an example. But, be a difference in, say, Kevin Durant using a pitching wedge or a sand wedge, and for the same shot, she's using a 7 or 8 iron, and I just let you know. Obviously, has everything to do with the, trajectory to the shot. So, but that's what she's used to, obviously. So there's a few little things there as far as you probably noticed, on floaters, things like that. You know what I mean? You always like for those to be, nice and high, so you make sure you get up over bigs. You want it to bounce around, obviously, because they're not all going to just go straight in. Like her threes do. I mean, the sound that Bucket makes in Indiana when she makes a shot is like none other I've ever heard. But like I say, it's like Brady, right? They always said, well, yeah, as long as the team can get pressure up the middle. Well, two things. One, that was always easier said than done. But then teams would get pressure up the middle and they still got their ass kicked. So, I don't really know what the point of all that was. But yeah, I'll go over the Fever link scouting report here in just a few.